Hi, thanks for joining me today for another episode of White Woman in Distress. This podcast is about raising awareness for missing kids, teens, and adults. My goal is to help spread the word and find those who are missing. We need to come together as a community to find these people. We need to stop ignoring what we see and start looking out for each other. I understand that you want to stay safe, but it's important to speak up when you notice something's wrong. If someone you loved was missing, you would want people to help. People who think this could never happen to me need to understand it can happen to anyone. Every day, children, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, aunts, and uncles go missing. You don't have to put yourself at risk. You can always call tips in anonymously. Our goal should be to bring everyone home safely. Everyone deserves to know what happened, and families deserve closure. Viewer discretion is advised. This content may discuss violence, sexual assault, and murder, which may be distressing to some. Listener discretion is advised. Hey, today we're going to explore the mysterious disappearance of Giovanna Katie Tyler from Tacoma, Washington. This case dates back to March 28, 2004, and still remains unsolved to this day. Okay, so let's go right into the details. Giovanna Katie Tyler, a 29-year-old Native American woman, was last seen at her home in the 2000 block of East Gregory Street in East Tacoma, Washington, on March 28, 2004. She is described as standing between 5'9" and 5'10". She was weighing around 130 to 170 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. She has a large multicolored tattoo of a dragon on her upper arm. On the day she disappeared, she was wearing blue jeans and a gray hooded sweatshirt. Family did not report her missing until April 15th, 2004. The delay in reporting was partly due to her relationship with her husband. She had filed for an order of protection against him in August of 2003 and would sometimes leave him to stay with friends for a short break. Her husband moved back to Neah Bay, Washington, with their 4 children after she vanished, although this move had been planned before her disappearance. Her husband has cooperated with the investigation, but her disappearance is considered suspicious, and foul play is suspected. Despite extensive searches and investigations, no significant leads have emerged. Over the years, her case has remained cold, leaving her family and friends with many unanswered questions. One theory that emerged was that she was possibly involved and a victim of a serial killer, Israel Keyes. Keyes lived in Neah Bay, Washington from 2001 to 2007, and it has been speculated that Giovanna might have been one of his victims. Keyes was also known for his meticulous planning and random selection of his victims, making it difficult to tie him to specific cases without concrete evidence. The impact of Giovanna's disappearance on her family has been huge. Her 4 children who moved with their father have grown up without knowing what happened to their mother. Her extended family continues to seek answers and hopes for closure. Cases like hers highlight the importance of not only finding the missing, but also supporting the families left behind. Despite the lack of progress, the Tacoma Police Department and other law enforcement agencies continue to keep her case open. They encourage anyone with information to come forward, as even the smallest details could be crucial in solving the case. And it's one of those things where I really hope that she's found, or that the truth does come out. I am currently looking at more information because there's some other stuff I wanted to mention. My thought is, I don't think that it's necessarily Native American related. I don't believe that that is even possible, to be honest with you. I believe that maybe she went out to get some air from her husband, and she was either picked up by somebody, or somebody promised her something. Maybe she needed money, maybe she didn't, maybe she just she was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and she may have been a victim of just coincidence. Because with Israel Keyes, since he didn't have a specific type and or kind of person that he would abduct and kill, he may have just been near her at the right place at the right time, and he was like, I'm gonna snatch her up. Or he stopped to talk to her. There's a lot of different things that could have happened that we'll never know the answers to. The guess that they have for how many he may have killed is up to 11. Or maybe around 11. So he would have been an active serial killer between 2001 and 2012. They were only able to positively connect him to 3 murders. He traveled to different locations to select victims of opportunity. Didn't specifically target anyone of a specific demographic. He buried weapons and other supplies ahead of time, and he financed his actions by working as a contractor and robbing banks. His uncharacteristic behavior after killing an 18-year-old in Alaska led to his arrest. He then killed himself in prison because he's killed himself December 2012, death by suicide, before he could stand trial, which left law enforcement with more questions than answers about any of his crimes. He also enlisted in the Army. He served as a specialist in Alpha Company, 1st Battalion, 5th Infantry Regiment, which is crazy. He was stationed at Fort Hood in Texas, Fort Lewis in Washington, Denali in Egypt. Again, that's just my interpretation of how to say it. There were no crimes reported at his time in Egypt, but he reportedly did tell a fellow soldier that he would like to kill him. Keyes received an Army Achievement Medal for his service as a gunner and assistant gunner from December 1998 to 2001. He was discharged honorably, and he settled on the Micaiah Reservation of Neath Bay, Washington. He may have had so many victims, and there's no way to even say that he was, because he's dead. There's no direct evidence linking him to them. Like, he knew what to do and how to not get caught. But it's also wild to me that he continued to rob banks. I understand that they were different banks, but still, that's really weird to me that he robbed multiple banks. Israel Keyes claimed that he took at least 5 other lives, but never named these victims. Per his account, he killed 4 people in Washington state, a couple sometime between 2001 and 2005, as well as 2 separate victims in 2005 and 2006. And then he also stated he murdered somebody on the East Coast in 2009, which is crazy to me, because he admitted to killing a couple, but he wouldn't say where. Like, he just said Washington state, and it's like, oh, okay, that's great and all, but like, who? Who did you hurt? If you have any information regarding the disappearance of Giovanna Katie Tyler, please contact the Tacoma Police Department at 253-591-5506. Your tip could help bring closure to her family and friends. I did call to talk to somebody from the Tacoma Police Department. However, they did not return my phone call. So thanks for listening to the episode of White Woman in Distress. Remember to subscribe to our podcast and follow us on social media for updates on this case and many more. Together, we can help bring justice and closure to these tragic stories. Until next time, stay safe and vigilant. And remember, if you see something, say something, and do something, please. Thanks.